and I came in here with my zealots, and these zealots are better than normal zealots. These are extreme zealots.
Really?
Yeah, they're on energy
They're
drinks.
still only 3 kills and they're still disciple rank.
They-
That's not much.
No, they drank energy drinks and had Claritin.
Whoa. Okay, see the Claritin I'll give you. And here,
Here, the Kala sent me my Colossus, which I'd been attacking for all this time. After I first observed your Hydralisk tech.
Now the Colossus is the true counter to Hydra. To Hydra.
You'll see, I have no more zealots, but I have a Colossus, and sometimes that's all you need.
That is all you need. It is terrifying what a Colossus will do to Hydralisk. Just look at it. One hit, almost. It is 1 or 2 hits.
It is definitely killing them quickly. And I'm actually right now, I push out a little bit too eagerly with my Colossus, but now I'm building my Thermal Lances upgrade, which is the range upgrade for the Colossus. And I think really, there's 2 different kinds of units. There's Colossus without the range upgrade, and then there's another unit which is the Colossus with a range upgrade, because they're so different. Yeah,
well, the range upgrade is huge. It's a range of 9.
Yeah, it's insane.
Which is almost like shooting across the map. They should have I almost feel like there's going to be a patch where it's going to upgrade to 15. You're going to have Colossus here shooting at an expansion, far away.
So now I have my 2 Colossus, a couple zealots.
And all that's happening here is just it's a slight contain still, just hoping that you will not expand.
Now let me ask you a question. Were you thinking at all how to tech now that you've seen my tech? So I saw your Hydralisks, and I've started building Colossus.
Now it's your Colossus, and my answer to it, if I could find it, is right here.
Is
Spire.
Spire. So
the answer to Colossus is most often Corruptors.
Yeah, they are really good against, because the Colossus
is so tall that is so tall that air to air air to air will hit it.
Okay, now here we can see the true might of the Protoss Kala unleashed upon the incestuous Zerg forces.
They're not incestuous.
They're incestuous.
They make love to
their own brothers and sisters with sharp.
At least they can make love.
Hey, you know what? Just because Protoss don't have mouths doesn't mean they can't suck on things.
They can suck on a lot of stuff.
They can suck on whatever they want.
But look at look at.
That's 17 Hyruleans just got killed at once.
Look at the kill count on this, just going up. 12 kills on this with this Colossus.
Hitler's laughing right now he's so happy in his grave.
I can't believe you just made Hitler reference in Starcraft. Yeah. We should preface that with we're both. We both have Jewish mothers, so we're telling them.
Gunsakimbo in real life, Gunsakimbo works for a rabbi, so that's okay.
We can't go into that. Yeah. But yes, we love everybody.
We love everyone, but those.
But I don't love Colossus.
Those Hydralisks were definitely genocided by the Easy Bake Oven Colossus Power Kala. Anyway, I'm going to be quiet and get back to Starcraft.
Let's not talk about that ever again.
So here I'm actually starting to build in my Stalkers because of the fact that I saw those Corruptors, and this is what I was talking about before. Is I used I'm like, you know what? I'm going to stop freaking out about him coming up the back of my base, and the way that I'm going to stop freaking out is by making there be no more back of my base.
Yeah, well, you need the gateways anyways, and that's a perfect response to walling off. And I do think it's funny that it really is just a borrowed Terran response, that just that perfect wall off.
And I think the thing that makes it so easy to do in StarCraft 2 is that all buildings are tight seals to each other, so you can't get past any buildings that touch. In StarCraft 1, it was something like a forge. If there's a building built on the bottom or the left of a forge, then things can get through. But if it's built on the top or the right of a forge, then it's a solid wall. And
there's an option in StarCraft 2 as well, that to see grid placement. When you go to build a building, it will show you the actual each little square, the grid of it, so you can perfectly line everything up exactly how you want it to. A couple of problems we had in 2v2 is you tight knitted the seal for Protoss.
I didn't realize that all units couldn't get through that one square.
Infestors cannot get through here.
Yeah.
They cannot. They are too big, and I really wish Blizzard would shrink the Infestor.
Collision size a little bit, maybe? I don't know. But the sad thing right now is that my income is 0. I've actually mined out my main... Wow. And I've
That's disgusting.
Because of this, I know. My probes are, taking a break.
Yeah, but look at this. This Colossus has 26 kills. That's disgusting. That is a testament to how much I suck.
No, that's a testament to how good Colossus are, but look how quickly these Corruptors are able to kill the Colossus when I have no ground to air, which you see me...
Yeah, a Stalker.
This is me panically hitting S to, I need Stalkers! I need Stalkers!
Yeah. Stalkers now!
But yeah, so still have 0 income, and the thing is that's sort of a consequence of this this build that I used, and which is why I changed my build in some of the later of the 13 to 900 games that we played on this map today. I started relying much more on gateways to push out, because when I build one gateway into a robotics facility, into an immortal, into a Colossus, it's just such a tech-intensive build that, you know, your expansion's already late, and then once you're containing me with Hydralisk like you were, then my expansion's even later, then you backdoor me and I can't expand yet again. So, you know, and it turns out, you know, I mined out my whole main before I expanded.
And what we just saw here was something that I've been trying to do more of in games, because I've never seen it used ever in a game yet. Corruptors have an ability called Corruption, and what I just did there was corrupted the Nexus, so you couldn't build probes. I was under the impression, too, that a corrupted Nexus could not allow minerals to come in, because a corruption shuts down a building entirely, but you can still gather with a corrupted building, which is a shame.
It also doesn't turn off pylons.
Yeah. Which would be awesome if it could.
It would be cool, but, you know...
It'd be cool if it could turn off your game. Like the other person's game. Like, you, like, corrupt the right unit.
You know what was interesting is, some things that, a lot of things popping into my head, but that's okay, I'm not going to talk about all of them. But I wonder if you corrupt, like, as a unit is warping in, if you corrupt the warp gate that's warping it in, if it will cancel the warp in.
We could play with some of the timing on that, you know, later if you want.
But, you know, it's interesting. Like, when I first learned about Chrono Boost, which makes buildings operate 50% faster, I was like, what can I make faster? If I use it on my Nexus, will that make me gather resources 50% faster? If I use it on a photon cannon, will that make the cannon shoot 50% faster? But no, a lot of these things are just for production.
Well, I do love that Chrono Boost increases research as well, which I really find almost completely amazing, that you could really just boost research that much with a couple of Chrono
Boosts. And it's becoming like a key part of playing Protoss is, you know, do I use my Chrono Boost now to get more probes out, or do I save them to, you know, get my +1 attack up faster so I can do a cool timing attack, or do I save it, you know, to pump out Zealots real quick out of my first 2 gateways? And, you know, how you use that Chrono Boost is really becoming an awesome part of the dynamic of playing Protoss, which is cool. I like it. It's something different. It makes the races different, you know. You're not just spamming larva off your Zerg Queen as Protoss. You're doing something completely different.
Now you're going for upgrades on Protoss Ground Arm, and you're going for Hallucination.
Yeah, I think I canceled that Hallucination, which I used it in some of the later games we played, but I didn't use it so much in this game.
The one great thing, while we have a quick second here, is with Hallucination, that you can hallucinate any unit, even if you don't have that unit. So
I
think you can create fake units of whatever.
When Gunsakimbo and I were eating burritos earlier and like arguing like we usually do for an hour and a half about what of the many games to use for Starcraft Amateur Hour, and I was like trying to convince him to use this one game where I built a Zealot army with a bunch of sentries, like a dozen sentries, and I ended up using the Hallucination to build hallucinated Colossus.
I see like 4 Colossus coming at me.
We should actually talk about this before.
I know. It's really just more corruption on cannons.
It's really cool though, because I had like 5 cannons there. You corrupted all of them and they just stopped firing.
It's another option, because really, you know, when you're going up against a player that's starting to wall in a little bit. Really, the only options used to be upgrade to Brewlords or get a couple Ultralisks to break them. That is no longer the case. Corruption, you know, it takes down missile turrets, it takes down cannons, for just long enough that you can get in there and destroy whatever you need to. So
and I wonder if
entire base went down
against Terran. I wonder if it will, if you use it against the bunker, does it stop the Marines in the bunker from firing?
I don't think it does.
It'll be interesting to see. I feel like it should.
I'm pretty sure it doesn't.
But you know, one thing I want to talk about too with how cool this map is and the positioning on it is I'm trying to defend my natural and that far right. I guess that's a 3 o'clock expansion. And it's so hard because there's like 3 or 4 paths I have to defend. I have to defend the path from the very top that leads into the expansion, but I also have to defend this lip here that guards my base, and I can't move north or else you'll come in the lower path, and I can't stay south because then you can come in and kill my expansion on the right. Which I love map design like that. It really makes it hard for me to defend. You know, I did a double expo basically because I needed the income. But it makes it really hard to defend.
Makes it hard to defend, but it also makes it crucial for scouting. In one of the later games, I was creep terming across the entire map, which I find one of the Starcraft.org
Get him!
forum members posted a game on the forum showing him pretty much creeping across the map with an insane amount of creep tumors, and it was great for both the scouting and for the insane boost you get, especially to Hydralisk speed across the map, and it's great. You know, you can see where units are everywhere, and so really on a map like this, you need to have scouts, you need to have something everywhere just to know what location the enemy is coming from, because there's just no way to have enough units to cover all points.
And before you talk about that, which I know you want to talk about right now, which just happened, I just wanted to say one quick thing about the the tech patterns that are happening. Is I'd been trying to stick with those Colossus that were so awesome against those Hydralisks earlier, but because you had gone Corruptors in response, now I really had to adjust on the fly. I can't keep building my Colossus because you're killing them so quickly. So that's why now I'm teching up to High Templar, because that to me will invalidate your Corruptors to a degree. Because they can't hit ground.
They won't invalidate them. They don't hurt their feelings.
Okay, well, cover their ears.
Kill them.
Cover their ears for a second.
Okay.
Earmuffs.